Want to support the channel? Go check out my Patreon. There's perks like access to videos early and plenty more rewards. Every contribution is appreciated as it keeps me making great content for you guys. For more information, go to patreon.com/Maqwell.
The sea of blue, it calls to you. I'm Leicester City through and through. Leicester City now until I die.
Previously, on the Leicester City Career Mode series, we achieved the double, winning the club's second Premier League title and its first ever FA Cup. We came so close to reaching the Champions League final, but fell just one goal short. But this year will be different. Tomas Strakosha. What an upgrade from the disappointment that was Kasper Schmeichel. Out of 47 appearances, Strakosha maintained a clean sheet in 51% of them. At an 87 rating, he's not even at his ceiling yet. Defenders. Fullbacks were much more impressive this time around, with Ricardo Pereira performing at his peak and Adria Pedrosa overcoming an injury and bouncing back with some phenomenal performances later into the season. Çağlar Söyüncü was as good as ever, using strength to bully off superstars like nothing. I still don't know why he's lower rated than Ta though. Lucas Hernandez in his first year here made a mark. His versatility really came into play and he can only get better this season. Midfielders. The mitochondria may be the powerhouse of the cell, but Leicester's midfield triad of James Maddison, Youri Tielemans, and Wilfred Ndidi are the powerhouse of life itself. These aren't players. These are the elder gods that Raiden would consult. 88, 88, 91. This is literally better than the 4 elements of life. It. Replace the current elements with these players. Attackers. Cengiz Ünder was a bit disappointing, although he still scored 11 and assisted 9 in 47 appearances, but here's to hoping our brand new number 7 can bounce back. Harvey Barnes was immense to a lot of our Champions League success. He converted 3 times in the knockouts to boost us past Atletico and Bayern. The Leicester product continues to yearn for superstardom, and I'm all here for it. And yes, of course, Jamie fucking Vardy. It wasn't 50 goals, but when you consider 22 goals and 10 assists in the league a down season, then you're levels above all the other elite strikers. His return to the Champions League saw him score 11 goals, and let's not forget this man is 35 years old and still 87 rated. Though we can't not mention Alexander Isak. That would be a crime worth the same years as illegally streaming Watford versus Huddersfield. Isak was top scorer in the Premier League with 27 goals in his second Premier League season. His shot power is unmatched and he is unbeatable in the air. This year, we are truly spoiled for choice when it comes to strikers. Transfers. The only exports were 2 loans and George Hurst to Bristol City for 2.2 million. Oh yeah, shout out to the guy on Twitter who went out of his way to make this Photoshop. This stuff makes my day, so I felt like I had to show everyone else. Pervis Estupiñán. The left back position just can't be slept on anymore. We needed an improvement. Pervis at 83 rated has plenty of room to grow at just 24. He's quick, one of the taller fullbacks in the world, and has strength that we never possessed with Adria Pedrosa. The other options were Ferland Mendy or Ben Chilwell, but they just didn't sit right with me. Pervis Estupiñán, whose name is close to a Spanish insult, is the man for the job. 61.3 million, done deal. So welcome Pervis to Leicester City FC. It was just one transfer, and I know I could have done a lot with the money I was supplied with. I even looked into a new center back, but I'm just going to put my trust into Çağlar Söyüncü. You can clown on me if this doesn't work out. Another plan I had was buying Gnabry and selling Cengiz Ünder, but again, I wanted to have trust in my players. I don't just want to buy my way out of my problems like a certain bald fraud. So anyways, with this squad, can we defend our title? Can we continue our undefeated streak? And can we go all the way? Well, let's find out. Preseason trophies are for chumps anyways. I've decided to give Jonathan Ta a chance in our first match against Sheffield United. Maybe his rating does reflect that he's better than Söyüncü. I am never starting Jonathan Ta ever again. First chance of the new season for Leicester City, it's Jamie Vardy. He passed it to Wilfred Ndidi. Now James Maddison receiving that one from Ndidi. He cuts inside, takes the shot. Good save by Ramsdale. Just a tad bit later, another opportunity for Leicester City. James Maddison, he passes this one to Vardy. Now back to Maddison. Maddison then finds Tielemans. Tielemans with a lovely ball ball to Jamie Vardy, and once again, it's Ramsdale with the save. Into the second half, Leicester City trying to find an equalizer against Sheffield United in our first match back. James Maddison to Jamie Vardy, turns his defender, shot saved once again by Ramsdale. I guess just for today, Aaron Ramsdale decided to become prime Manuel Neuer. 60 minutes played, Leicester City on the attack again, but Sheffield United this time keeping a good bit of control inside the box. Now Wilfred Ndidi outside, good save once again by Aaron Ramsdale. On the following corner, it's James Maddison floating this one for Wilfred Ndidi. It falls to Harvey Barnes as per usual. Now Jonathan Tah on the ball, Yuri Tielemans passes this one to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes gets a good ball on the edge of the box to James Maddison. Now back to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes with a beautiful pick out to Cengiz Ünder, our new number 7, finds the back of the net, our first goal of the season, and it's game on. I am never playing Jonathan Tah ever again. And as we are once again behind against Sheffield United, it's Leicester City trying to find something here in the 80th minute. It's James Maddison. He gets a lovely ball to Alexander Isak, and Isak versus the keeper. Oh, just give me a break! Leicester City with one more possible chance to equalize it again. It's James Maddison passing it to Alexander Isak. A good pick out to Yuri Tielemans, and Tielemans versus the keeper. Finally, we score again. It's 2-2. The game would end. We get only just 1 point in our first match coming back. Leeds United. One thing I want to mention is that the highlights are much shorter this time around because we've already won the league. There's no point in showing detailed highlights for a league that we've already won. It's Jamie Vardy all by himself, back of the net, top left corner, 1-0 to Leicester City. Just like that. Again, Leicester City in the 26th minute through Estupinian, our new signing. He just kind of goes on a little daily stroll, then passes it to Yuri Tielemans, back to Estupinian, and Estupinian off the post, but then it's Jamie Vardy off the rebound, 2-0 to Leicester City, and Jamie Vardy's got a brace now. And it's still the first half, only 30 minutes played. Leicester City again, James Maddison passes this one up, a great lob ball all the way up to Minamino, and Minamino is just going to tuck that one in with a brilliant goal, 3-0 to Leicester City. And then finally things started to calm down a little bit. It's now the 73rd minute, Alexander Isak to James Glover. James Glover with a beautiful pass to Yuri Tielemans, and Yuri Tielemans finds the back of the net for the second consecutive time, and we get our first 3 points of the season. Next up, Chelsea at home. Our first big challenge of the new season. It's Wilfred Ndidi on this one. He passes it to James Maddison. Maddison with a good ball to Alexander Isak. Back pass to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans with a lovely pick out to Cengiz Ünder, and Cengiz Ünder could have taken the shot. He cuts back, then passes it to Isak. Isak has a shot, and it's a good save by Kepa. Now Chelsea on the offensive through Ben Chilwell, former Leicester player, as he uses his fake shot, gets past Tielemans, now passes it to Rafa. Rafa now just holds on to the ball. He continues to hold it, now passes it back to Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell crosses this one in for Werner, and that is the worst header I have ever seen in my life. 42 minutes in, Wilfred Ndidi passing this one to James Maddison, now to Isak. Isak gets one to Harvey Barnes, and now Harvey Barnes has some room to run, crosses this one in for James Maddison, and it's over the bar. Fast forward to the 80th minute, it's Conte, former player of Leicester, but he's dispossessed, and now Wilfred Ndidi could start it up a bit of a break for Leicester City. It's Harvey Barnes, now to Jamie Vardy. Vardy back pass to Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi now a good ball to James Maddison. Maddison waiting for the run of Yuri Tielemans, and it's a great one as Yuri Tielemans finds himself some space, takes the shot, it's saved by Kepa, but then Vardy off the rebound in the right place at the right time, makes it 1-0, and we get another 3 points. Burnley.
And he finds the net. He could hardly miss.
Yeah, so maybe we should have gotten a new defender. Another opportunity for Burnley, but it's Wilfred Ndidi dispossessing, and now it's the quickest counterattack you'll ever see. Jamie Vardy receiving it, and Jamie Vardy slipping it past the keeper. Already equalized here. Burnley come again with another threat on goal. It's Kessié, but he's dispossessed once again by Wilfred Ndidi, and now James Glover leads the counterattack for Leicester City. He sees a running Harvey Barnes, gets it to him, and now Harvey Barnes sees a running Alexander Isak in the middle, and Alexander Isak just pokes that one home. 2-1 to Leicester City, and the turnaround is complete. But it wasn't over just yet. Leicester City with another opportunity. It's Dennis Pratt passing this one to Minamino. Minamino is going to try and take on the Burnley defense. Then he just backtracks, passes it back to Dennis Pratt. Now to Wilfred Ndidi. Back to Minamino. Alexander Isak flips this one off to James Glover, and James Glover gets his first goal of the Premier League season. And now it's 3-1, and yes, another 3 points. Table review after the end of August. One thing you want to look at is first place Liverpool, who have played 4 matches and haven't conceded once. But yeah, we're in 4th place. We didn't have necessarily the greatest start to begin with, but we're starting to bounce back, and that's all that matters. I can tell you right now, C-SPAN programs are more exciting than whatever the hell this was. And why not look at the group stage of the Champions League? We got very lucky. Look at how simple this group is. We've got Lyon, Club Brugge, and Galatasaray. Christmas came early, I guess. And now for our first match in the Champions League against Galatasaray. And we go into our second season in the Champions League, stronger than ever, determined to get to that final. It's James Glover passing it to Dennis Pratt. Pratt with a lovely pick out to Alexander Isak, and it's already 1-0 after 5 minutes. Corner whipped in by Akbaba, and it falls to Celik, but it only goes right to Estupinian, who clears it out for Takumi Minamino's feet. And now Takumi Minamino is going to start up the counterattack for Leicester City. Well, it's really just him versus the back four, and now he's just running away from them pretty easily. He crosses this one in for Alexander Isak. Great touch, great finish. 2-0 to Leicester City, just like that. Attack again for Leicester City, but this one is stopped by the Galatasaray defender. And now there's a bit of an attack for Galatasaray. It's Chalayan as he's stopped by Estupinian, passing it to Akbaba. Then he's dispossessed by Estupinian, but Estupinian makes a stupid mistake. And now it's once again Galatasaray. Easy enough, gets around Ta, and that's in the back of the net. Unfortunate. And it's just kickoff for the second half, and already Leicester City developing an attack. It's James Glover out to Daniel Podence, the Sus King, and the Sus King with a beautiful ball to Alexander Isak to, yes, get Alexander Isak's hat-trick in the first match of the Champions League. And at this point, the Turkish side just gave up. It's the Sus King Daniel Podence just tearing apart this defense. He passes it to James Glover, now to Mendy, and Mendy sees Alexander Isak all by himself. A calm little finish this time around, and Isak now has 4 goals. But it's not done yet. It's Jamie Vardy off the bench now. He's trying to find himself a goal. Why not? He passes it to James Glover. Now back to Vardy. A beautiful pass to Minamino. And Takumi Minamino's just going to take it himself. Slides it past the keeper. 5-1 to Leicester City. Newcastle. And 13 minutes into this one, already an opportunity for Leicester City. It's Yuri Tielemans as he takes on the defense, passing it to Wilfred Ndidi now. Ndidi then picks out a lovely ball to Jamie Vardy, and Vardy slides that one past the keeper. 1-0 to Leicester City, just like that. 15 minutes later, Leicester City through Jamie Vardy once again. He holds onto the ball this time though. Then he passes it to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans nowhere to go, so he brings it to Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi then gets a lovely pass to James Maddison, and Maddison finding Jamie Vardy, opening up the Newcastle defense, makes it 2-0. Yuri Tielemans on the ball this time. He passes it to Cengiz Under. Under out to Jamie Vardy now, and Vardy's getting stopped by about 3 Newcastle defenders, so he brings it back to Cengiz Under, who then just drops a gift to Yuri Tielemans, and it's 3-0 before the end of the half. And into the second half we go. It's Newcastle dispossessed once again. Yuri Tielemans on the ball. Lovely pass to Jamie Vardy, the vision of a goddamn sniper, and Jamie Vardy gets his hat trick. And another opportunity, it's Wilfred Ndidi winning the 50-50 on that one, and now it's Jamie Vardy once again. He passes this to James Maddison. Maddison with a lovely ball to Harvey Barnes, and Harvey Barnes is just going to cut inside, take it himself really, continues to hold onto the ball, and then just finds the back of the net brilliantly. Top right corner. Nothing was going to stop that one, and it's 5-0. And it's still not done. Chalar Soyuncu with a great interception, and now another counterattack can begin for Leicester City. It's James Maddison out to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes with a lovely pass to Alexander Isak, who is still onside, gets away from the defense, and slots that one home. It's 6-0. Arsenal. Well, this is just your everyday stroll in the countryside because Arsenal were not a threat whatsoever. Wilfred Ndidi on the ball as he passes this one to Vardy. Now to James Maddison. Maddison with a good ball to Harvey Barnes on the wing. He then just leaves it off for Jamie Vardy, and Jamie Vardy blasts that one into the back of the net. 1-0 to Leicester City. I'm not going to say it. And again, it's Leicester City. It's Yuri Tielemans to Cengiz Under. Now James Maddison. Maddison then back to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans to Ricardo Pereira. Now back pass to Jamie Vardy. Vardy draws in a couple defenders and then just leaves Ricardo Pereira all open, and he finds the back of the net. It's Ricardo Pereira's second goal in the series, and we're now 2-0 up. And just to tuck this one into bed, read it a bedtime story, and then just tell it good night. It's once again Leicester, Cengiz Under, Yuri Tielemans, and it's just too simple for us. Arsenal's defense are just completely abysmal, and we once again come out with a win. Lyon. Now, one thing that I said when I first introduced the groups was that this would be an easy group. It still is, but Lyon are much better than I thought they were. Just to name a couple of the players they have: Nordi Mukiele, Dani Ceballos, Newhouse, Vinicius, Depay. The list goes on. They aren't a joke. But why should we fear a team that is just filled with a bunch of youngsters that have still not grown to their potential yet? Look at us, we're Leicester City. But an opportunity for Lyon in the first half. It's Ceballos, great ball to Vinicius, but luckily enough, Strakosha is there to make a cleanup of that. Lyon with another threat, it's Newhouse. He passes it to Ceballos, links up with Newhouse once again, lob up to Depay, headed down to Ceballos. Ceballos with a great pass to Vinicius, and now Vinicius gets covered by Hernandez. Great little bit of defensive play by Hernandez. Now Leicester City on the attack, it's Hernandez. He he passes it to Strakosha, now to Wilfred Ndidi, Ndidi passing this one to Yuri Tielemans, who gets dispossessed, and now Lyon with a little bit of a counterattack. It's Guimaraes, now to Depay, and Depay takes a shot. Good save by Strakosha. 42 minutes, it's now Leicester finally with an opportunity. It's Wilfred Ndidi, he passes this to Jamie Vardy. Vardy gets covered pretty easily, now he passes it to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans flips this one off to James Masson. Masson versus the keeper all of a sudden, and James Masson gets that one saved. Lyon once again, and it's a free kick, but this one's headed down by Yuri Tielemans. It falls to Newhouse though, now to Correa. Correa passing it to Depay, but once again, it is Lucas Hernandez making game-saving plays. The Leicester struggles continue, but we finally find another attack. It's Jamie Vardy. He passes this one to James Masson. Masson tries to flip it off to Wilfred Ndidi, but it just gets blocked, but he still has it. Then passing it back to Jamie Vardy. Vardy with a lovely pass to Yuri Tielemans, who skips past the defender, has a shot tight angle, and it's a good save once again by the keeper. But again come Leicester City, it's Yuri Tielemans out to Wilfred Ndidi, now Jamie Vardy. You can see all the space Harvey Barnes is running into, and now it's just Harvey Barnes versus the keeper. Can he put Leicester City in front? Of course he can. It is 1-0 to Leicester City. Not the most deserved goal, but we'll absolutely take it. Lyon with the chance as time is expiring. It's Rafinha passing it to Correa, and now Correa waiting for a player to run into a channel. He lobs this one up to Depay. It's headed down right back to Correa, now to Rafinha. Rafinha, that one's blocked by Pedrosa now. Wilfred Ndidi gets the ball to Alexander Isak. Isak sees a running James Glover, and James Glover is somehow breaking away from the back four of Lyon, and now he has a shot to finish this. Oh, and now table review for the end of September. Once again, Liverpool haven't conceded. We also dropped down to 5th this time around because of that draw against West Ham, but we'll bounce back. Everton, 18 minutes into this one, it's Wilfred Ndidi on the ball. He passes it to Yuri Tielemans, gets it to Jamie Vardy. Vardy nowhere to go, so he brings it back to Tielemans. Now to James Masson, flips it to Harvey Barnes, and Harvey Barnes is gonna finish that one pretty easily enough. It's 1-0 to Leicester City just like that. Throw in with a few minutes left in the first half. Harvey Barnes and James Masson just linking up, and now this one goes to Estupinian, passing it to Harvey Barnes. Barnes to Jamie Vardy. Vardy just nowhere to go, so he just threads this one to Cengiz Ünder. He's tripped up the first time, but he still finishes it near post, and it's 2-0 to Leicester City. Hey, give me 1 second. I have one more highlight to commentate over. And now Everton with an opportunity through Doucouré, but this one is stopped by Hernandez. And now it's James Masson. He sees the run of Harvey Barnes, and Harvey Barnes just goes into the box. And what is he going to do? He's just going to drop it to Jamie Vardy. And that is a simple finish. The keeper didn't even try. 3-0 to Leicester City, and hopefully this gets us climbing up the table. Aston Villa. Possibilities here for Leicester City in the 30th minute. It's Yuri Tielemans out to Takumi Minamino. No fullback in front of him, so he's just going to run for it. And then he finally gets closed down. It's not Yuri Tielemans, and Yuri Tielemans just lobs this one up top to Alexander Isak, and Alexander Isak isn't missing from there. It's a beautiful finish, and we're already up 1-0. Why is it always Wule? 81 minutes played into this one. It's Ricardo Pereira leading this attack for Leicester City as he goes into the box, tries to slide it in for a Leicester attacker. It doesn't work out, but it still manages to fall to James Madison. Now it's Harvey Barnes, and Harvey Barnes with a good pass to Jamie Vardy, and Vardy's just across the keeper and into the nets. 2-1 to Leicester City. But this wasn't done just yet. Leicester City once again with another opportunity. It's James Glover. He passes this one to the sus king Daniel opponents. He slides this one to Wilfred Ndidi. Wilfred Ndidi to James Glover. It's perfect, beautiful Leicester football, and that's a 3-1 win. Club Brugge. 26 minutes played, and Club Brugge have the first attack of this match. It's out to Diatta. He passes this to Ritz. Ritz now to Openda. Openda with some space to run into. He finds a lovely ball to Diatta, who crosses this one in for Van Aken, and that is a volley and a half. 1-0 to Club Brugge. It's not looking great already. Moments later, it's Adria Pedrosa. He passes this one to the sus king Daniel opponents. They link up together, and now the sus king is just all by himself. He turns on the Jets, goes into the box himself, and just finishes it brilliantly. And just like that, we equalize. But here come Club Brugge once again. It's Balanta. He lobs this one up, but it only falls to Castagna. And now a little bit of an attack can start up for Leicester City. It's Alexander Isak outside the box. What a finish from that man. 2-1 to Leicester City. The turnaround already done. And as time is expiring, it's Leicester City starting up an attack once again. It's through Yuri Tielemans. Now to James Glover. Alexander Isak on the ball. He back passes it to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans finds a lovely through ball to Alexander Isak, and he ain't missing from there. 3-1 to Leicester City. Another 3 points. Next up, our rivals, Nottingham Forest. Leicester City already on the break in the 32nd minute. Jamie Vardy, he gets this one to Harvey Barnes. It's a lovely pass, and now Harvey Barnes has no one covering him as he just goes into the box, just takes a little stroll, drops it to Jamie Vardy, and Vardy, what a finish. No one was stopping that one, and we're already up 1-0. Now, just a couple minutes later, it's Leicester City once again through Harvey Barnes. He passes this to Yuri Tielemans, out to Ricardo Pereira on the right wing. He then just drops it down to Yuri Tielemans. Tielemans then brings it back to Ricardo Pereira. Pereira now to Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi to Harvey Barnes, and Harvey Barnes finds some space to just take it himself, and it's 2-0 to Leicester City. Again, Leicester City on the attack in the 68th minute. It's Alexander Isak having a shot, but it's blocked by the defender. It only goes to Yuri Tielemans though. Now to Harvey Barnes. He turns his defender. Not enough space to really take the shot, so he just drops it to Alexander Isak, who does have that space, and it's a brilliant finish from Alexander Isak. 3-0 to Leicester City, and another 3 points. I'm sorry, Strut. Give me a break. We just bought this dude.
When you